Welcome to our exploration of a fascinating and complex topic: the cultural fears surrounding some of the most common foods in our diets. In this video, we'll dive into the unassuming allure of milk, unpack the cultural stigma tied to pork, and uncover the mysterious cases of cheese and fish, among others. We'll also delve into the aversions many have to beloved ingredients like garlic, onions, and fermented foods. Join us as we unravel the reasons behind these culinary fears and how they shape the way we eat around the world. 1. The unassuming allure of milk. Milk, a staple in many diets, is surprisingly controversial in various cultures. While it is lauded for its calcium and vitamin D content in Western societies, other cultures view it with suspicion. The lactose intolerance phenomenon plays a significant role here. Approximately 68% of the global population has difficulty digesting lactose, the sugar found in milk. This intolerance is particularly prevalent in East Asian communities, where upwards of 90% of adults experience lactose intolerance. The discomfort associated with lactose intolerance can lead to an aversion to milk, making it a feared food rather than a nourishing staple. Additionally, in some cultures, milk is considered unnatural for adult consumption, as it is originally intended for infant mammals. 2. The cultural stigma surrounding pork. Pork is another common food that carries a considerable cultural stigma. In Islamic and Jewish dietary laws, pork is strictly forbidden, making it a taboo food. This prohibition stems from religious texts, which label pigs as unclean animals. The avoidance of pork in these cultures is not merely a dietary preference but a deeply ingrained religious practice. This cultural aversion has historical roots, as pigs were often associated with disease and uncleanliness in ancient times. Despite the pig's versatility as a source of protein, these religious teachings have maintained their influence over centuries, ensuring that pork remains a feared food in certain communities. 3. Fish and its tainted reputation. Fish, a food rich in omega-3 fatty acids and heralded for its health benefits, is not universally embraced. In some cultures, fish is avoided due to religious beliefs or superstitions. For instance, certain Hindu sects abstain from fish as part of their vegetarian practices. Additionally, the fear of contamination from polluted waters has made some wary of consuming fish. With reports of mercury and plastic pollution in oceans, health-conscious individuals in various cultures opt to avoid fish altogether. This fear is compounded by instances of foodborne illnesses linked to improperly stored or prepared seafood, making fish a contentious choice on the dinner table. 4. The mysterious case of cheese. Cheese, a beloved delicacy in many Western nations, is often met with skepticism elsewhere. For some, the fermentation process that transforms milk into cheese is off-putting. In Asian cultures, where cheese is not a traditional part of the diet, it is sometimes perceived as a spoiled product. This perception is further complicated by the varied textures and strong odors of different cheeses, which can be overwhelming to those unaccustomed to them. Historical accounts suggest that the introduction of cheese to non-Western countries was met with resistance, and this hesitancy has persisted, making cheese a food that some cultures fear or misunderstand. 5. The controversial consumption of beef. Beef, while a staple in many diets, is a contentious food in certain cultures. In India, the cow is considered sacred by Hindus, and consuming beef is not only frowned upon but can also be a legal offense in some regions. This reverence for cows is rooted in religious teachings that emphasize the cow's role as a symbol of life and sustenance. The fear and avoidance of beef are deeply ingrained in Indian culture, leading to a predominantly vegetarian diet. This cultural belief has influenced dietary practices for generations, highlighting how religious teachings can shape food preferences and aversions. 6. The enigma of eggs. Eggs, hailed as a versatile and nutritious food, are not universally accepted. In some cultures, eggs are seen as a symbol of potential life and are thus avoided. Certain Buddhist and Jain communities, for instance, practice strict vegetarianism that excludes eggs. The fear of eggs is also linked to health concerns, as they were once vilified for their cholesterol content. Although modern research has debunked this myth, some remain wary of eggs due to lingering misconceptions. This hesitance is a testament to how cultural beliefs and outdated science can perpetuate food fears. 7. The unsettling nature of shellfish. Shellfish, a culinary delicacy in coastal regions, is often shunned in landlocked areas and certain religious communities. Like pork, shellfish is prohibited in both Islamic and Jewish dietary laws due to its classification as unclean. Additionally, the risk of allergic reactions and foodborne illnesses associated with shellfish has contributed to its fearsome reputation. The fear of shellfish is further exacerbated by the fact that they are often harvested from potentially contaminated waters, raising concerns about their safety and quality. These factors combine to make shellfish a food that some cultures approach with caution. 8. The aversion to garlic and onions. Garlic and onions, staples in many cuisines, are surprisingly controversial in some cultures. In certain religious practices, such as Jainism, these pungent vegetables are avoided due to their potential to increase passion and aggression. Additionally, the strong odor of garlic and onions can be off-putting to those who are unaccustomed to their use in cooking. Despite their health benefits, including their ability to boost the immune system and reduce inflammation, these vegetables remain feared in some cultural contexts. This aversion highlights how cultural and religious beliefs can influence dietary choices and perceptions of common foods. 9. The fear of fermented food. Fermented foods, while celebrated for their probiotic benefits, are not universally embraced. In cultures where fermentation is not a traditional preservation method, these foods can be viewed with suspicion. The sour taste and strong odor of fermented products, such as sauerkraut or kimchi, can be off-putting to those unaccustomed to them. Additionally, the fear of spoilage or contamination during the fermentation process adds to the apprehension surrounding these foods. This cultural hesitance reflects how unfamiliar food preparation techniques can influence perceptions and fears. 10. The misunderstanding of soy products. Soy products, such as tofu and tempeh, are dietary staples in many Asian cultures but are often misunderstood elsewhere. In Western societies, soy has been both celebrated and feared due to conflicting studies on its health effects. Concerns about soy's phytoestrogen content, which some fear may disrupt hormone balance, have led to its avoidance in certain circles. Despite these fears, soy remains a nutritious and versatile food, rich in protein and essential amino acids. The mixed perceptions of soy highlight how scientific research and media portrayals can shape cultural attitudes toward food.